All right, everybody. Hello. We are the Sports Nerds. At least 3/5 of us are here. I have Wayne Lynch, Mr. Professor. I got Ken Koslow, the legendary journalist, Mr. Ken Koslow, the tech of the Dallas, Texas area. We are all here. We are ready to go, and we are going live on Facebook, on Twitch, on Twitter, and on YouTube. So we're live at all four. Come on, Livey. There it is. Now the Facebook stuff shows up. Nice. Okay. Good. Anyway, it's the off season, but who knows? Because it's so much shit going on.
Okay. Football never rests.
Football never rests. No. You are correct. Was hoping that we'd have more people in here, right? So Elliot can give his view, and John can put his view, and maybe even Derek would come up, but I guess it's just going to be the three of us for the time being anyway. Anyway, glad everybody can join us. Breaking news, turn of events. The biggest news of the day is that the Cleveland Browns have signed Myles Garrett to a 4-year extension, I think it was, or a 5-year extension at $40 million per year. So I guess all that talk about wanting to be traded is all for naught because he took the money and ran. For those of you who did not think it was all about the money, you're wrong. So the plan to go from Cleveland to Canton is still in place. He's still going to be with the Browns. I still, and again, I said this in the Sports Nerds chat earlier today, guys. Just because they got Myles back doesn't mean there aren't many other problems this team has to face. I've been very vocal about it for months now. They need a quarterback. Number 4 is not it. He won't be it. He'll never be it. The worst trade in NFL history is going to be. Hey, look here, David Wells in the chat, Kenny.
David Wells.
What's going on, David? Good to see you, sir. Good to see you.
David Wells.
Yes.
Yes.
That's blue, right, Ken?
Blue.
Yes.
Hey, I remember. I'm not that old. Okay,
what's going on, Dave?
How you doing, David? It's good to see you, brother. But yeah, I mean, there's still a lot of areas where this team has to address. Right. Especially at the quarterback position. The offensive line is got more holes than Swiss cheese, as I mentioned earlier today. So they've got a lot of draft picks. They finally got all their draft picks back after wasting them away with that trade. They finally have a first-round draft pick again this year. I would like them to take the kid from Miami as opposed to going after Shedeur Sanders, because I'm not convinced that Shedeur Sanders is ready for prime time.
Cam Ward, is that who you're talking about?
Yes, Cam Ward from Miami. Yes, Cam Ward. I think he's more pro ready. I think he'll be better fit. I'm not convinced on Shedeur Sanders. But that's just me. What are we doing here? Hi, John. What are you not doing here? Why are you still here? Why are you on chat, not on the show? That's what I'm asking. Anyway, he's probably on the road, so that's probably why he's not here. Either way, yes, I'm glad they got Myles back in camp, but I'm still not optimistic. Still not optimistic about it.
Yeah, so you're paying all this money to 4 people that's over 30 years old.
Yes. Yes. John says he has crazy kids, which is why he's not here. Elliot, good to see you, my friend.
Forgot about the time change.
You forgot what time change? You don't have a time change in Arizona.
What did I tell you?
Right. We don't change the clock, but we shift zones.
Oh, okay.
Well, now they're in Pacific time.
Now we're on Pacific time.
Okay. All right, I got you. All right.
What up to my sister, Panquita?
Panquita's here. Hello, Panquita. Good to see you. John's not here because he says he has crazy kids. Well, yeah, John, we know you have crazy kids.
He has crazy what?
Great kids.
Crazy kids.
Yes.
John is a crazy kid, so it's just 2 more.
All right.
So, Elliot, we've been talking about, of course, the big news of the day. And I have been forthright in saying I'm glad he's back in the black. Glad that Miles
Yeah,
is
it's not
back.
big news. It's not big news to me. We can go ahead and pass.
Oh, really? Wow.
Next question.
But as you said, you still need a quarterback, and Miles Garrett is not standing in the center.
Yeah, I
Miles
mean, like I
Garrett
said,
ain't winning you no
Not
fucking
taking
game.
the snap.
I'm not optimistic at this point until I see what they do in the draft and what they do, between now and training camp. So
He saw that money.
Yeah. Like I said, for those of you who didn't believe it was about money, yeah, guess what?
He
It was
chose
about the
money over
Not
losing,
money, yeah.
over winning.
So how many hundreds of millions of dollars do they have tied up in 4 players over 30?
Yeah.
Too much, too many.
Yeah.
Miles isn't quite 30 years old yet, so
No, he's not 30 yet.
not quite.
The rest of the roster's on league
Close.
minimum,
Yeah.
The rest of the roster's on
which is
security.
in some cases an overpayment.
Mm.
It has to be if you pay for Cleveland. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, So
I will say this.
Oh well,
You're
all
talking
that
about-
money and they still don't have a quarterback.
No, they don't.
What
You're
they
right.
do, they give him a $45 million signing bonus so he can sit out next year again.
Who? DW
Watson.
Watson.
Number
mhm.
4. Number 4.
number 4. Well,
I will say this.
he has to come back from his second Achilles tear in less than a year.
Sherlock's home. You Watson, you.
What?
I'll say this, Scott. You had Jameis Winston the last year, and
Joe
Cam
Flacco.
Ward is probably the closest to Jameis Winston.
But Jameis is
Let's
too
see.
interception prone. That's why I don't want him on.
Yeah, well, I don't.
The
Ward,
LASIK surgery didn't help,
Yeah.
guys. I'm sorry.
Hey,
You're still throwing picks.
Watson's game is so bad, Sherlock Holmes can't even find it.
Correct.
Elementary.
elementary.
So that
Cam's
was the
gonna be a
big news of the day.
better shot at it than Shadur is, I think. Yeah.
I'm not. Like I said, guys, I'm not convinced on Shador. If they pick Shador, they're just repeating the same
I
mistake.
tell you what, Shador might be better than Deshaun Watson at this point.
Oh,
What's
he
that?
already is. He
He's
already
gonna be
is.
better than
is.
Deshaun Watson at this point.
Well, yeah, Shador is a better option than number 4. You are
Exactly.
correct, but
Shadur,
but
Shadur
then again,
has healthy
Cleveland doesn't
Achilles
develop-
tendons.
But then again, Cleveland is not known over time to know how to develop quarterbacks.
right.
So maybe it's a good thing Shador doesn't go to Cleveland. I think
Well,
what they need in there is a veteran that, you know what I'm saying, like a Kirk
Well,
Cousins.
yeah,
or-
and there's a couple out there that they're looking at. I mean, the two names that I'm hearing are Kirk Cousins and, believe it or not, Joe Flacco.
Joe Flacco.
Wow.
Bringing Joe Flacco back. Those are the two names that I'm hearing.
See, that's stupid.
That would-
They should have
There's,
never let
there's
him
even,
go.
there's even a remote
Reach.
chance they're looking at Aaron Rodgers too. Which
Not AA
No,
Ron.
no,
Not
no.
AA Ron.
Aaron Rodgers ain't going to go to Cleveland because Devontae Adams won't go to Cleveland.
well, the word is that he's going to go to the Giants. The Giants want him, so let's see how that goes.
So I guess Devontae is
Oh,
going to
boy.
be on the other side of what's his name? The Giants rookie receiver, Neighbors.
yeah,
Neighbors, yeah.
Elite neighbors.
That wouldn't be a bad tandem for Rodgers to throw to.
In New York,
Let's see.
yeah. Well, he better get an offensive line as well.
Yeah. To say the least.
Well, I mean,
Aaron Rodgers
it
in
can't
New
be.
York.
It can't be any worse than Cleveland's offense.
Yeah,
Olsen-
I want to
Olsen
see AA Ron
Street.
in Cleveland now, just because you don't.
Devontae just signed with LA. St. John said.
You can have A-Rod
Hang on a second.
and Deshaun Watson on the
What
same
you
roster.
Breaking
A
news.
Hall of Famer and a Hall of Flamer.
Okay, breaking news. John's right. Devontae Adams signing a 2-year, $46 million deal with the Rams.
Okay, so that means Aaron Rodgers can't
That
go to the
means,
Rams because Stafford re-signed.
Yes.
Yep.
Well, hey, Devontae Adams with Puka Nacua.
John just pulled a Brett. Yes, John, you just pulled a Brett. You broke news. Yes.
But Brett only breaks old news, yo.
Yeah.
Correct. Yes.
John, you way ahead of the curve, my dude. You way ahead of the curve.
Yeah, Brett's not breaking news; it's broken news.
EK to Buffalo confirmed. Source John. Yeah, I'll wait on that one. Okay.
Von Miller got released, right?
Von Miller did get released. Yes,
Yeah, he got released.
I was
They'll probably
hoping to hear
re-sign him
John's
for less
feedback on that, but I'm not getting any feedback from John on Devontae Miller being released.
You mean Von Miller?
Von Miller? Excuse me. I had Devontae in my head. But I mean, they released him for money reasons. They're probably going to bring him back. They could bring him back at a league minimum and still keep him on the team, but I don't know if that's going to happen or not. Yeah,
Well,
exactly what John just said. Yeah, they can re-sign him for the league minimum. That's what I was thinking too, John.
I like the
What
fact
about
that
Geno
the Commanders-
Smith to the Raiders?
Geno Smith to the Raiders.
Geno. I like the fact that the Commanders signed or traded for Debo, and then 2 days later, DK Metcalf says, "Get me out of here."
Hey, DK could wind up in Frisco for all you know.
Yeah, hey, I would not argue with that.
But yeah,
lots of places.
I guess the Seahawks have their sights set on Sam Darnold.
That's what I'm hearing too.
Yep.
Arnold, yes.
Yep.
Now that Minnesota didn't franchise tag him,
Well,
Minnesota's going to regret that.
it could. They could.
I mean, you know who their backup is in Minnesota, right? Because they got JJ coming up, right? But
Nick
Daniel
Mullins.
Jones is the veteran on that team right now.
Who?
Daniel
Danny
Jones.
Jones.
Oh, that's right, Daniel Jones.
Yeah, Daniel Jones. Yep.
So I guess Minnesota's hoping JJ's ready to go for the season, because if they're going to start Daniel Jones, they're in trouble.
They're already
They're
in
big
trouble
trouble.
because you got JJ coming back who hasn't played one down in the NFL off of a
Correct.
freaking knee injury.
Right.
Right?
Are you freaking kidding me right now?
Exactly.
Not
So
ready.
Minnesota, they re-signed Aaron Jones, which was a good thing for them.
Yes.
That was a good
Did see
move.
that too. Yes.
You know, but I don't know, man.
Well, it's
How
kind of
about,
tough.
how about the Raiders reuniting the wrong
Geno and
quarterback,
Pete?
Pete Carroll?
Maybe DK gets traded to the Raiders.
Well, what Elliott
You
just
get a
said,
trifecta.
you got JJ McCarthy. Speaking, going back to Minnesota, you got JJ McCarthy, who hasn't played it down in the NFL, and you got Daniel Jones, who should probably never play another down in the NFL as your quarterback room.
Correct.
He's down in the NFL.
Who are they looking at next? Fran Tarkenton?
There you go. Bring him out of retirement. Just do it.
No, Charlie Whitehurst.
Charlie Whitehurst.
They need clipboard
Lord
Jesus.
Jesus, bring him back. How about Dante Culpepper? We could do that too, Elliot.
Yeah, okay.
Dante Culpepper, yeah.
Yeah, Dante. He
Why don't,
can be a lineman
you
now.
just bring T.O. and Chad Ochocinco back? Why don't you?
Too funny.
But yeah, there's a lot of
They'd like to have
movement.
Randy Moss back.
I'll tell you what, I was actually glad to see Debo go to Washington.
There was too much bullshit around him and his
Well,
contract.
not just that, but I think he's overpaid because technically, I don't think he's really a receiver that causes separation, a true receiver. You know what I'm saying? He's more of a gadget player
Right.
that can affect you in different ways, but
Mhm.
if it doesn't all sync properly, then he doesn't make up for that.
Well,
He can't
Debo's
make
not
up for
gonna,
that.
Debo's not going to be the number one in DC anyway.
Well, of
because
course
you got
not.
Jerry
That's Terry
McLaurin.
McLaurin. I get that.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
maybe
But what I'm
his-
saying
maybe
is that what the big thing that Washington did for us was get that albatross of a contract out from around our necks.
yeah.
Because Debo is not an elite receiver.
No,
He's
I
not.
agree with you on that.
Not an elite receiver, but
No.
he can still do
No.
damage.
He's a good receiver, but
Yeah.
he's not elite like Justin Jefferson.
Oh,
and guys
no,
like
no,
that.
no, no.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? Game changers. Game changers. Because if you notice, when San Francisco's offense struggles, he can't do anything to bail them out. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Whereas you get a guy like Brandon Ayuk, he's injured, I get that. That Ricky Pearsall guy is nothing to frown about. He looked pretty
No.
good in the limited time that he played. Okay. So
He's a
it cleared a
Cooper
lot.
Cup
It cleared
slash
It cleared
Hulk
more
Hogan
cap
Nagoya.
space. It cleared
Well, I
more
think
cap
Ricky-
space. That way
Yeah.
we can pay Purdy, and then fill in the holes as we go.
Ricky Pearsall.
And I hear Joey Bosa is signing with us.
Really?
Yeah, because the Chargers released him too. Yes.
Yeah. Well, going back to Ricky.
I think he's on the verge of signing.
Yeah. Going back to Ricky.
Can you imagine one Bosa on one side and one Bosa on the
If
other?
they both can stay healthy, yeah.
Yeah.
They both have injury issues, both.
You'd be surprised how healthy you can stay when you go to a team that might be better for you than the one you were on. How long has Joey Bosa perished in freaking with the Chargers?
A lot.
Whether it be San Diego or LA. Well, I mean, how long? I mean, come on.
Been at least 6,
You know what
7
I'm
years.
saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, maybe he's going to unleash the beast in the Bay Area.
Maybe.
Well, what I was going to say is going back to Ricky Pearsall is the fact that considering he got shot and missed all, the 4 games that he was required on IR and really didn't get into the flow of the offense, I think he will be a major part of the offense this upcoming season.
Huh.
Yeah, I mean, I think so.
Well, shit, he got shot and came back to play, and LeBron can't play with a freaking hangnail in his toe.
I was going to get there.
You seen he got his.
Well,
you seen he sprained his nuts last night.
Yeah.
He's out for
He pulled a groin. We can only hope it was his own groin.
Again, yeah, he sprained his nuts.
Yeah. He's out, they say 1 to 2 weeks.
He's out 1 to 2 weeks.
Yep.
Hey, did you see the confrontation between
That's
him?
in the rundown.
And,
yes, the confrontation between him and
Stephen
Stephen
A?
A. Yes, I did see
I
that.
haven't
Yes.
seen it.
dude, people lambasted LeBron after that.
I missed it.
Lambasted.
I missed it.
LeBron was confronting
Dude,
Stephen A.
they
over
were
his
talking.
comments about.
I mean,
about Bronny.
you had people coming out saying, "Look, you're the one that pushed for your son to come to the NBA."
Mhm.
And I'm sorry, but he's a professional basketball player, and criticism when you don't play well comes with that. Okay, you cannot control the media to treat your son favorably just because your organization did.
Is there video of this?
There is out there
I'm
somewhere.
sure on
Yeah.
YouTube.
When
I'll
LeBron
look for it on
confronted him,
YouTube after through.
yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna have to pull
He
that
told
up.
him, look, he even said, look, Stephen A. in the past has berated guys way better than Bronny. Okay, nobody was bitching when he was clowning Rosto Nesterovich. Okay, nobody was complaining about it. But Rosto's parents weren't calling the NBA or making bitches to the NBA about it or confronting reporters. LeBron James thinks he can control everything.
You know what? But LeBron needs to understand his son sucked as an NBA player. He's not that good.
His son is terrible.
He's not good.
He's terrible.
And LeBron put him in this situation.
Yes.
Of course, because of his own
Correct.
ego. He needed to have another notch in his belt for
Right.
some reason to satisfy
This
his
is
ego.
my legacy right
Being
here.
the
This
first
is
guy
my
to play
future.
on the same team with your son and da 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 da.
Despite the fact that Bronny can't play.
He didn't do Bronny no favors by going that route.
He thought
So
he thought
basically,
he could-
he used his
he
son
thought he could be
as
another
a
Ken
tool.
Griffey pulling up Ken Griffey Jr. It ain't gonna it doesn't work.
Yeah,
that
but that's
way.
just it. King Griffey Jr. had just as good, if
Yeah,
not better, talent than his
exactly.
father.
Jr. was better than King Griffey.
Ken Griffey was better than his father, yo.
Wait,
And his father wasn't too
King
shabby
Griffey-
either.
King Griffey Jr. Topped him.
What I say, the best part of Bronny ran down LeBron's leg. Is that what I said a couple weeks
damn.
back?
oh man.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? The basketball part that Bronny should have got, that went down the leg. You know what I'm
Wow,
saying?
That's harsh, Elliot.
Because he's kind of like even half the size of LeBron. He's not even big.
That was
At least
That
the
was-
other son's got some
the
size to
spooge that
him.
got away.
The spoon that got away.
I think
Thank you.
the
That
pull
yeah,
was a
that
bit
not-
premature.
Not
me
safe
say-
for work, guys. Just say it.
let me
The
say,
pullout was
say something
premature,
about Bronny.
and some got away, and Bronny came
Let me
out.
say something about Bronny right quick. Last time we saw him play, last time we saw him play was, other than the Lakers, was at USC. And I saw SC play UCLA last night, and they got destroyed. So they're not any better now than they were when Bronny was there. So.
No, well, and then LeBron was trying to use the excuse that he wasn't playing on a good USC team and this and this.
They were.
He didn't do anything to better the team. Hello,
before he got there,
you didn't play on great Cleveland Cavaliers teams in the beginning, but you overcame that shit.
I'd like to see what
and then decided to bounce
really
around
don't
the
have
fucking.
anything to brag about.
I'd like to see what the Nielsen ratings were last night in LA for who had the better audience, the Lakers and the Celtics, or SC and UCLA.
Right.
They're on at the same time.
Well, they got no ratings from me. Period. I didn't watch either game.
I didn't either.
I watched
I think I woke up
SC
with
and
like
UCLA.
7 minutes. I woke up. You know what?
The end of it.
I was taking a nap, and I didn't realize again the difference in the time and all that. I just spaced it, and I got up, and it was like I got up at the right moment when LeBron James was walking off the court with his sprained nuts.
I'm surprised he didn't have to be wheelchaired out of there.
No, he.
Oh no, that's Paul Pierce. That's Paul Pierce. When he shits his shorts, he needs a wheelchair, yo. That's what happens when you defecate in your shorts. You know, in the middle of a game.
Yeah, and those.
You fake an injury, so you
Wearing white wasn't the greatest idea, was it? No, it wasn't.
Instead of just going in the locker room and washing your ass and coming back out.
You know what? The sad part is I didn't want to laugh at that, but that was funny.
But how could you not?
Oh gosh.
That would almost be blasphemous.
Just a couple notes.
Keep looking over their bench and they're going, was that you?
Wayne, that team that you don't like to talk about or say their name, they ain't doing too bad.
Yeah, right, well, I mean,
they're kind of knocking the tar out of the heels. They're kind of knocking the tar out of the heels. Well, you know that, right?
Here's the problem with that game yesterday, in my opinion. When the Tar Heels got up 57 to 51, I believe it was, RJ Davis was on a heater at that time. Hubert Davis took him out. I'm like, if you're going to go up by 12 and you take him out, that's one thing. Keep him in the game. They took him out. I was like, oh, we got a 6-point lead. We'll take him out. As soon as they took him out, 45 seconds later, it was 57-57. I was like, this game's over.
Yep.
Took all that momentum and put it on the bench.
As soon as he went to the bench, I was like, you know what? It's gonna suck the life right out of him.
Ken, it was in Chapel Hill, Ken. Yes, it was. It was in Chapel Hill.
Yeah, it was in Chapel Hill.
Fuck with chemistry, yo.
That kid from that team that shall not be named is pretty freaking good, though. That freshman.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah,
Flag.
Oh, yeah, he can ball. He can ball. Actually, the other dude, the other freshman, Con Knippel, he's just as good.
Flag is going to be a lottery pick.
Oh yeah, he's one and done. He's one and done.
Ready? Because all those lottery picks, those freshmen that come out of Duke as lottery picks, end up flying flat in their face.
Yes.
Yeah. When was the last player from Duke that did anything in the NBA? Anybody know?
Christian Laettner.
Barely.
It was Grant Hill before that.
Grant Hill had a better career than Laettner did.
Oh, God.
Considerably.
Well, don't forget.
Well, that's good. Well, Laettner wound up in Minnesota.
Don't forget Kyrie.
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget Kyrie.
Kyrie.
Oh,
Kyrie came out as a sophomore. You came out as a sophomore, I think, didn't he? Yeah, 2 years.
Dude, is Nico Harrison looking about as dumb as anybody right now?
Yes.
Is he looking like a complete imbecile at this moment in time? Because now Anthony Davis wants to be traded.
He wants to be traded. He only played in one quarter. He played like 3/4 of a game, and then now he wants to be
got there, for God's sake.
Yeah. So,
I will say this.
Rumor has it now it wouldn't be far-fetched because right now Mavericks need to cut their losses.
Mavericks are done. Mavericks are done.
They're not going to make the playoffs. They're done.
Nico Harrison will. Wait a minute.
So get what you can from Anthony Davis.
Mavericks will miss the playoffs, and Nico Harrison will resign
or be fired.
No, I think he'll resign. They won't fire him. He'll resign.
Well, here's a landing place that could happen for Anthony Davis, and it would be something that would definitely put the Lakers
Clippers?
on notice.
Oh,
Golden
Jesus.
State.
Oh yeah.
Mm,
Hang on one second.
If he goes to Golden State with Jimmy Butler, Draymond,
God.
Steph, and the way those youngsters are playing, Golden State might be right back in the
Now you can
mix.
see my freaking
Well, they actually
Mhm.
got better. Surprisingly, I didn't think they would be on the streak that they're on right now with Jimmy Butler. But yeah, they're on a nice little heater right now.
Yeah, they lost the other day. Who'd they lose to? The streak came to an
They
end.
won like
against
8 out of
somebody.
10, I believe, or
Yeah.
9 out of 11,
Mhm.
something like that.
The Lakers had won 8 in a row until last night.
Yep.
Until
Last
yeah,
night,
until sprain nuts
Yeah.
got
I
in the
mean,
way.
in the meantime, the Cavaliers have won 13 straight. So let's go.
Cavaliers
break
and
some news.
OKC.
Bandwagon. This guy he's the biggest bandwagon fan of all time.
OKC's got a 7-game.
He's freaking posting shit about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who 2 years before Tom Brady came along said, I can't stand that team. I can't stand them. Their owners suck. Because you know what the pattern is, though, is that you follow teams whose owners fucking suck.
Facts.
Come on over. There's plenty of room on the Cowboys bandwagon.
No.
You can join that other
Look at the
band,
trend.
that other wreck of a
I have not
bandwagon.
rooted for the Cowboys since Tex Schramm was the GM. Okay, and since Tom Landry was the head coach, so it's not going to happen.
Wow. That's been a while.
Yes.
Yeah.
Um.
I used to root for the Cowboys in those days myself.
I have never
Oh.
rooted for the Cowboys.
Well, that's because you're a Niners
No.
fan. You're not allowed to. Anyway.
You made that perfectly clear, Wayne.
But no, I mean, Tuesday defense and Roger
For about the
Staubach.
last
and all those guys.
20-something years.
Hey, between Randy White, Harvey Martin, all them boys,
Yes,
Robert
Robert
Newhouse.
Newhouse was a friggin'
what I
Pump
mean?
truck.
All them boys, they were good. And Landry, Tex Schramm, and them boys kept that shit together. There was nothing wrong with rooting for the Cowboys back then, especially when you first started watching
Hell.
football. When I first started watching football,
hell,
that's
even
what that
Danny
was
White did great
Tom
with the
Landry and the
Cowboys.
Cowboys.
I mean, come on. After Roger retired, he did. Even Danny White did really good
I mean, the 49ers were somewhere in the basement
until
during those
1981
days.
when the catch happened.
hmm
Well, no, their fortunes changed their fortunes turned actually
Bill Walsh.
when they got Bill
Bill
Walsh
Walsh got hired.
and when they drafted
Yeah,
Even
Joe
though Bill
Montana.
Walsh didn't want Joe Montana, got him anyway.
Eddie,
Yeah.
Out
when
of Notre
Eddie
Dame.
Barlow bought the team, that was when they turned around. Yes.
And that's the reason I decided once Jimmy, what's his name? What's
Jerry
the owner's
Jones?
name in Dallas?
Jerry
I even
Jones.
forget. That guy, Jerry Jones. So he completely dissed Tom Landry and the entire Cowboys.
Are you
way
are
of
you getting
life.
are you getting these Ford truck ads that we're getting in this area?
Which
It's got Laney Wilson driving a Ford truck, and then Jerry Jones driving a Ford truck.
Oh, I see now.
And he's got a smile as
I
big
see
as you can see,
no.
and it just nauseates me. I hate
I
Ford.
can-
anyway.
I can say no.
So is he all in on
Oh, yeah.
Ford? Because
You-
Ford will be
I
in
mean,
trouble.
seen
if
that
that's
big Ford sign that's up in AT&T Stadium in the end zone? Yep.
I'd rather get me one of those Toyota Raptors.
No, man. I'd rather have a BMW.
When I think you're wrong, Elliot. He's not all in on the Ford. I think he's selectively aggressive this year.
Selectively aggressive.
That's what they said about free agency. Selectively aggressive.
John says he's out. He needs to wrangle the kids and keep burning
Well,
them
no,
down.
he probably
Yeah.
does back Ford because Ford stands for
Found on road dead.
On the roadside
No.
dead.
Found on road dead, which is usually where you find
Wait a minute.
Cowboys.
I haven't heard.
On the
Back
road.
up. Time out. Found on road dead. I haven't heard that one. I heard fix or repair daily. That's the one I
That
heard.
Sure,
too. That's
Daily
another
also.
one. Yes,
Okay.
but found on road dead. Yes.
Or fucked over
There you
real
go.
die. But you know what Pontiac stands
What?
for?
Mm-mm.
They don't make.
Poor old nigga thinks it's
Oh.
a Cadillac.
Oh God. A couple other notes here, guys, real quick. Lions release Zadarius Smith. Baron Browning signed a 2-year deal with the Cardinals. And my question to you, Elliot, is what do you think of the Garrett Cole injury? What's going on with the Yankees? You been following that?
I know he's out, 6 to 8 weeks with an elbow.
Yep.
Yeah, he's getting some.
Mhm.
He's getting checked out. You know, I'm
Looks
still
like
not happy
TJ
with Garrett Cole after that
TJ
stuff he pulled in Game 5. As soon as when he, like I said, I've been a little indifferent when it comes to Garrett Cole since that move he pulled or didn't pull in World Series Game 5 by not covering
Yeah.
first base, which
Right.
eventually led to
Yeah.
our downfall.
Mhm.
Okay. But look, I mean, the Yankees are trying to get rid of Marcus Stroman. He looks more and more attractive right now with some of the issues that we're having because Luis Gil, also the Rookie of the Year last year, he's gone for 6 weeks with a lat strain.
Take
See you,
care,
David.
Dave.
Good to see you, brother.
You
Thanks for
know,
showing up.
so-
We love you, brother.
But here's the thing: I would rather they deal with this shit now, so that when the season rolls into the later months, all this stuff is behind us.
Hey, Brett, newsflash. John Olson broke that news about 20 minutes ago about
Yep. Late to the party,
Late to the
Brett
party,
Murphy.
Brett. Sorry.
Yeah.
We've already talked about it.
Brett, late to the party,
Yes.
Murphy.
Yes. But yeah, I mean, Cole is their ace at this point,
Old news is
Elliot.
no news.
And I said
Huh?
Cole is their ace, though, and supposedly.
Well, he is, but they went ahead and got what's that one guy?
Max Fried.
The lefty Max Fried. Rodon, he can be as good as anybody on the mound. Okay. They got Clark Schmidt, who pitched well last year. He was injured for a little bit, but he pitched well. Stroman, if he can get back to form, Stroman is a good pitcher, man. I don't know if he can handle the pressure of New York. To me, that's the major
Always a
problem
big
is that
problem.
sometimes you get these guys that are really, really good, and then they come to New York and they wilt
Right.
under the pressure, especially of the
Yeah.
New York media. You know what I'm saying? Because if you ain't, that's like Anthony Edwards said the other day, I'd never play in New York because if I have a bad night, they'll boo me for
Right.
weeks.
Right. There you go.
That's the funny thing about Aaron Rodgers. I mean, going from the Jets to the Giants is like jumping out of the frying pan into the fire.
Correct.
Well, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I think Max Fried will not be as
So-
successful as he was in Atlanta because of the New York
Well,
media and the
we'll
pressure
see.
there.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see. Again, careers, people that have the fortitude to do anything can go anywhere and play. But there are people that fold under the pressure. There's been many guys that have shown up in New York and folded
Mhm.
under the pressure of New York.
And New York is not a
Okay.
really
It's not to say
it's not a media friendly town because they'll be fine with you if you're doing well, but if you screw up, they're going to be all over your ass and they're going to drag you through the mud.
Right.
That's just the way the New York.
well, especially if you're
Capital of the
screwing
world,
up in a stupid way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, again, Cole's injury, I have no idea the extent. All right. But I'm sure he'll be fine. I mean, they'd be plastering news every 10 minutes if it was something
Right.
really critical.
Yeah.
Okay. But I'm more concerned. Oh, by the way, Juan Soto found out that he picked the wrong New York team to play for. He's finally realizing that it's just not the same excitement being on the Mets.
Well, and the Mets
as it
just
is on
lost
the
Francisco
Yankees.
Alvarez for 6 to 8 weeks too. So I mean, he's been injured.
Mhm.
And his defense showed up, or his lack of defense showed up again in spring training the other day.
Sometimes Juan, the grass
Oh.
is not always greener on the other side of the fence. I'm just saying.
They're back to
Look,
being New
all
York
we
Mets.
need, all we really need is for Cody Bellinger and Goldschmidt to pick up the numbers that Juan Soto left behind.
And I
Yeah,
think
Juan
they'll be able
Soto
to do
took
that,
it.
Elliot. I think they will.
I don't understand.
Well, combined,
that at
yeah,
all.
they should.
Why on earth did the Cardinals?
I mean, he had what, 41 home
runs?
runs?
What'd you say, Ken?
So they need 20 home runs apiece and about what, 60, 70 RBIs apiece. Those are Soto's numbers. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? But these are guys that can actually hit 30 plus home runs and drive in over 100 runs. You know what I'm saying? And Bellinger is going to be killing that short porch in right field
Yeah.
at Yankee Stadium. Okay.
Well, when he actually hits the ball, because he is either home run or complete. To me,
he's been smoking
Yeah.
in spring
to
training
me,
right
he's
now.
like Dave
He's
Keenan
doing
without
really well.
without all the muscle and the weight.
But then, wouldn't you feel better about playing for the Yankees instead of the Cubs?
Can't argue with that.
No, I can't either. No.
I'm not going to go that far.
I think Bellinger his dad played for the Yankees in the late 90s.
He
Oh,
won
yeah,
the
that's
96 team, wasn't he? Won the 96 championship team?
Huh? Chad. Huh? Yeah, he won. He was in the 1999 World Series when they won.
I was thinking 96, 98, and 99.
Yeah, he was with the team, but he did really well like in 98, 99. So, yeah, no, his father played Chad Bellinger, I think his name was. Oh,
Something like that.
because it's Cody's his son, right?
Yeah. I think it's
So-
Chad. Yeah.
There's a history there because you know what? That means that Cody was spending time in the Yankees locker room in those days
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
as a kid. So he was probably a big Yankee fan, and he always wanted to play for the Yankees. And
Well, he's
he
now
got
you
his
can grow a
wish.
beard too with the Yankees because the Yankees changed that policy.
Everybody, yeah,
As long as,
yeah.
as, long as,
That pissed
as, long as
Blake-
it's correctly
that pissed
groomed,
off
as long as it's
Gleyber Torres.
groomed right. I mean, we don't know whatever the hell that means. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, we don't want no damn Johnny Damon of the freaking early 2000s with the Captain Caveman look. You know what I mean? We don't
Well,
want
easy
none of
a
that.
caveman can do
like
it.
The guy that used to play in Colorado, or the guy that plays for the Phillies,
Yeah.
Jason Worth,
Yeah.
I think his name
Mhm.
is. These guys got freaking beards down to here, and they think they're freaking auditioning for ZZ Top or something.
Brett asked me about Carlos Santana. You think he's underrated, and do I like that pickup for Cleveland? Yes and yes. Go Guardians. That's all I'm saying.
He's
So.
played for St. Cleveland
Every time
before,
I
hasn't
hear
he?
Carlos Santana, I think of the guitar.
What's that?
Isn't I said, didn't he play for
Every
Cleveland
time I hear
before?
Carlos Santana, I don't
Carlos
think about the
Santana's a
baseball
guitarist. Yes, Ken. Okay, yeah, I got you.
No.
I don't think about
Carlos
the baseball
Santana
player
played
at
for
all.
Cleveland before.
Why are we talking about Carlos
coming back to
Santana? This is
Cleveland.
a
I know, right?
sports show.
Oh God.
God,
I want to get your guys' opinions on something that came up in the news that I
Go
saw today. You guys realize that there are two teams out there this year that are going to be playing in minor league parks?
Yep.
Yeah, well, Tampa's won.
The Rays are
Mhm.
playing
Yeah,
at
Steinbrenner
Steinbrenner
Field.
Field, where the Yankees have their spring training,
Mhm.
and the A's are
Mhm.
playing in Sacramento in a minor league stadium.
That's right, because they got to wait
Correct.
for Vegas to have the stadium
Mhm.
built.
Um,
Well, at least now each team has a chance to sell out their games. They can go on a consecutive sellout streak. I mean, what these places hold about 8,000 to 10,000 fans.
something like
Yeah,
that. You're
they're
right,
getting-
Elliot. Yes,
It's about all they were getting at home.
yes.
Got to look at the bright side. Plus, they'll probably raise the ticket prices to make up for the lack of.
Yeah.
Capacity.
Well, and the thing of it is, in Tampa, the weather is going to be an issue because it rains every afternoon here in Florida.
Mhm.
And
There
there
ain't no dome in Tampa.
Steinbrenner
There's no
Field.
dome stadium over them. So,
There's only so much we can do
I
to
know.
help the Rays at this point.
well,
And a
hell,
dome ain't
they
one
can't
of
play
them.
in their dome because there is no more dome in St.
more
Petersburg.
dome.
It got taken away by the hurricane. So
And I don't think
So
they'll
the
ever get that
circus
place
came
back
over
up
they're
and running.
still in a contract or a negotiation stage with the city of St. Petersburg on a new stadium. It's still up in the air. There's no guarantee. They're still going to be in.
Why don't they just tear that freaking orange juice field to the ground and rebuild a new stadium right there?
I don't know.
Mhm.
I mean, Elliot,
I think a lot of it has to
Think
do
about
with
4 or
your
5
pitch.
years.
Tropicana Field for in the past, and it's a pain in the ass to get in and out of there to begin with.
Oh, trust me, I know. I went to
Right.
the Royal Rumble there
Right.
last year, and yeah. And luckily, I was going back to Bradenton, not to Phoenix. I mean, not to Tampa, because the line to get onto
On
the
275
was way
north,
the hell back a couple miles, about a mile back down the road.
Yeah, exactly.
There was like 3 cars
It was
turning to go
easier
to
to go.
Bradenton.
It was easier to go south on 275 than it was going north on 275 coming out of Tropicana Field.
Yep.
Because everybody was coming across the bridge from Tampa to watch the Royal Rumble. But yeah, I mean that area is so hard to get in and out of because traffic sucks.
Well, it's because of the
Yeah.
piers. You know, you're down by the piers. There's all kinds of just foot traffic going on, and restaurants and clubs, and
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. The more traffic you bring in, the more congested it
You're right.
gets.
You're right.
Were they,
You know,
Were they
so
considering-
and then with what they charge for parking, oh my God.
were they considering putting in a stadium in Ybor City?
They were
That's
they
one
were
of the
considering putting a
locations they were talking
stadium
about.
near Ybor City in Tampa. But they haven't got anything going positive of that. I mean, as far as I know, the negotiations are still in Pinellas County, which is where St. Pete is. Whether it's still downtown, I don't
But
know.
don't forget, they might be a little gun shy, because don't forget, at one point they were talking about Tampa playing in
I know,
Montreal. Moving to Montreal.
Y'all love to have them back.
Well, there's a stadium.
Another
there.
couple other things to look at that are in discussions is the White Sox and the Royals both are looking for new stadiums.
Well, the White Sox, they could just go play at Field of Dreams, because that's about all they're good for, is playing on.
But that's in Iowa, Elliot. That's not in
You
Chicago.
You get it. You get it. Well, move the whole team. You know, I'm just saying, move the whole team. You know, they'll have their 1,000 fans there coming out of the cornfields.
The Royals want to actually build a stadium in downtown Kansas City, as opposed to out there where Kauffman Stadium is, right next to the Arrowhead. So they want to put it
Right next to Arrowhead.
that's where they are now. Is next to Arrowhead, but they want to build a stadium in downtown KC.
Well, yeah, that's just it. When you say downtown, I start thinking congestion.
Right.
Why? So they're going to have the same problems with congested traffic and all that as teams like Tampa do, because of their location. Okay, why can't you just leave well enough alone? I mean, you've remodeled Kauffman Stadium like a zillion times. You can probably do it again. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't like it, tear it down and rebuild it. But your location, that could have a massive
You got to think about it,
impact
guys. Kauffman Stadium and Arrowhead share the same parking lot, and it's freaking huge.
Oh, yeah.
If you look at overhead pictures of those two stadiums, the parking situation is fantastic right there with those two stadiums. So I mean, and there's no. I mean, football season is not active during baseball season.
There's really no way that
The
they
only
would
overlap is going to be in
because that
September
would
if they're
mean-
in the playoffs.
That would mean that Kansas City has to make the playoff. The Royals have to make the playoffs in order to be able to play Kansas City in the beginning of the regular season.
So I mean, there is no overlap as far as that concerned. So they're in the perfect position. I don't understand why they want to go downtown. For God's sake, give me a break. Well, you know what? Brett says
they want to get away from the Chiefs. Everybody else does.
That would be just like moving Yankee Stadium to Manhattan,
that's
downtown
ridiculous.
Manhattan.
Yeah.
Good luck getting to the game.
Let's put it in Times Square while we're at it, Elliot. Okay, let's just do that.
You have a subway roll right up to the stadium underneath.
Remember when they wanted to put City Field out in those warehouses?
Brett, the Rams' old dome is actually in St. Louis, not Kansas City. Okay, I'm just saying.
That's what
St. Louis, not
Edwards-
Kansas
Other
City.
side of the
Yeah,
stadium.
I think the
Jones
Cardinals
Dome,
would have
wasn't it?
something to
Edward
say
Jones?
about that. I'm just going there.
Wasn't that the Edward Jones
Yeah.
Dome or
Yeah.
some shit like that?
Exactly.
Yep, the Edward Jones Dome.
Yes.
Mhm.
Brett asked also, it's a feeler to see if the Rays can tap into the Tampa market and will let them know if the move to Tampa would be worth it. You can't do that, Brett, because the stadium they're going to be playing in
Who's
is only
moving
going
to
to see
Tampa?
10,000 people
Rays.
in it. It's not going to be a feeler. Come on. The Rays get
No, and those 10,000 tickets are going to be at very premium
correct.
prices.
And you know what? Even in St. Pete, they still get 15 to 20,000 people a game. So it's not going to, the feelers aren't going to be there for playing at Steinbrenner Field.
That's why I said now that they're playing at Steinbrenner, they could go on a consecutive game streak
Yes,
of
they can.
sellouts. And if they can't sell out Steinbrenner Field, then Tampa needs to move to another freaking state, another city.
Maybe
Ooh,
even another
Clarky
If you
in the
can't
house,
get
guys.
8 to 10,000 people,
Hey,
Breaking
Clarky.
news from Bill Clark. I think Brett actually mentioned this. The Bills and Josh Allen have reached an agreement on a new record-setting 6-year, $330 million contract. Includes $250 million guaranteed, the largest guarantee ever given to an NFL player. So John should be happy. He's now got a $330 million man at Buffalo.
so he had a bigger guarantee than
Yes.
Deshaun Watson.
Yep, 250 guaranteed.
Deshaun was
Yes, it
245, wasn't it? They pulled the Mets one. They gave him an extra $5 million
That's a Bobby Blow contract.
and got him to flip. Just like the Mets did, they gave Juan Soto an extra $5 million just so he could flip.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. Good to see you, Clarky. Oh God, that's hilarious.
Well, we'll see. I mean, it ain't gonna mean squat unless Buffalo
You got to
wins
get
the
past
Super Bowl.
Baltimore and then in Kansas City before they can do it. Come on.
In Kansas City, it don't
Right.
mean squat until you do that. You can have all the MVPs and regular seasons you want, but if you can't get it done when it matters, then all that money is for what? Personal
Gotta get
self
that-
security. You know what I'm saying?
That's from Schefter, by the way. He says Adam Schefter.
And now that they spent all that money on Josh, are they going to be able to re-sign Cook?
Mm-hmm.
Because you know that the running back market all of a sudden,
Yeah, with that Aaron
reset.
Jones contract, you're right.
No.
Oh,
Saquon
Saquon
did it,
Barkley's
right. Saquon did it,
contract.
yeah.
Saquon.
He's making 21
Yeah.
mil a year now.
Yeah.
Before they didn't even want to pay 10. Jerry Jones didn't even want to pay 8 for
Yeah.
Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
So what's that going to do for backs? Now you got backs like James Cook that's going to come out and say, I want at least
Right.
15.
Because McCaffrey was making 13.
Right.
Yeah.
What's that make Nick Chubb worth?
Nothing right now because he's always injured.
Well,
Nick Chubb is a high
he's a free
risk.
agent too. So I mean that's
He's a high risk. He's not. You know what? He's not setting no records when it comes to
yes,
Nick
Brett, we
Chubb.
know Von Miller was
He's gonna have to.
to.
He's gonna have to fit where he fits.
Nick Chubb will be in Pittsburgh next year.
Okay.
Shut your mouth, Wayne.
He will. He probably will play for Pittsburgh because Najee Harris.
Yeah,
is
Najee's going. He's
Shut your
gone.
mouth. Take those words out of your mouth and throw them away, Wayne. It ain't gonna happen.
I'm gonna love every week when Nick Chubb plays against Cleveland
Nick Chubb goes to the Steelers. I'm never gonna.
and runs them for 200 yards at a
Jesus
pop. You
Christ.
know what I'm saying?
Saquon Barkley deja vu all over again.
Well, you know what? At least Nick Chubb is gonna have a chance to go play somewhere where they'll block for him. They don't play that bullfighter.
Olay.
Ole!
Is Derek in this room tonight? I'm not just I'm just wondering.
In
In
spirit.
spirit, yes.
In
I'm-
spirit.
Oh God. Go Cavs.
Go Cavs.
They're playing Milwaukee in Milwaukee tonight.
Playoffs will be soon enough.
That'll be 10
Playoffs will
minutes.
be-
isn't it?
Remember, regular season's one thing. Playoffs is a whole nother beast.
That's the same for the NHL. Just like
You
the
see,
NHL.
Don't forget that Golden State had the best record in NBA history and lost in the
Yes,
finals.
thank you very much. 2016 to the Cavaliers. They were up 3-1.
Who you were not rooting for at the time because you hated basketball. So don't
Well, I
even
like it
try.
now because LeBron's not playing for the Cavaliers, so I'm okay with it.
Well, I don't care, dude. When they won the championship, you couldn't stand basketball or the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Brett, you know what? You really need to start.
So don't go piggybacking on championships
Oh,
that
stop.
you weren't
Brett,
rooting
you know,
for.
you really need to start showing up at the beginning of the show because we've already covered these issues that you're bringing up. So I'm just saying.
Well, since that question was to me,
Hey, you might want to send him. Hey, you might want to send Brett the rundown.
Right? Brett, we already talked about Joey and Nick being on the same team together. We already talked about Von Miller being released.
Mhm.
We already talked
We're
about
talking
DK
about DK
Metcalf as
Metcalf,
well.
yeah.
We think he might be going to the Raiders. Who knows? But still, you need to be here at the beginning of the show so you can keep up. I'm just saying. We love you, Brett. We
Send
appreciate
him the
you
rundown.
coming to the show.
The
But
best way to do that is just email him
we
the
start
rundown
at 7 p.m. Eastern time, just to let you know.
and put time slots
Yeah.
for when we're going to cover
7
each,
o'clock
so that way he
Eastern
can
time,
do his research before we
Right.
get there.
I guess he forgot to set his clock too.
Brett. Exactly. We love you, Brett. Don't get us wrong. We love you, but
No, seriously, Brett. But you know what? You contribute. You're
Yeah,
a major
absolutely.
contributor to the show. Man.
Breaking
Okay.
news: Brett Murphy is not omnipresent.
Your news has already been through the cycle and spit out by the time
Correct.
you put it out there.
correct.
when news breaks, we fix it.
Yeah, there we go.
Finally, I'm not being picked on. Brett is. Thank God for that.
If it ain't breaking, it's broken.
Exactly. All right, we got
News
8 minutes
that is.
left. What else you want to cover? Ken, you got anything?
Come on, man. Put it out there. Why do all these hockey trades?
Well, I mean, how about Marshawn going to the Panthers?
Marshawn going to town?
No. Going to Florida.
That's a definite. We want to repeat. When I saw that, I was like, damn, Marshawn to the Panthers.
Yeah, well, and that Marshawn was the last remaining player
Florida
on the
Panthers,
Bruins from their Stanley Cup team too. So
Yeah, that was a nice
I mean,
trade.
that
for the
immediately made
Panthers.
Florida better. And then once they did that, Boston goes in and kicks the shit out of Tampa and shuts them out. So I mean, what difference does it make? So
The only NHL guarantee I could put out there is that the Rangers ain't winning the President's
They may not make the playoffs.
Now watch them go on a run and win
There
the
you
Stanley
go.
Cup.
But if they win the Stanley Cup, they can't win the President's Trophy because no President's Trophy winners ever is.
No, that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Now they have a chance because they're
Right,
not going to win the
exactly.
President's Trophy.
Winnipeg's going to get that.
Oh, far and away.
Well, that means Winnipeg ain't winning no Stanley Cup.
And
They might not even make it to the conference
they
finals.
might not make it out of the first round.
Maybe not.
Exactly.
That's a curse.
I mean, they do play in the same area as Toronto and Montreal and all the rest of those not so great Canadian teams. Vancouver.
Yeah, well, the Rangers are losing to the Blue Jackets right now too, like 5-3 after 2. So I'm just letting you know that.
Yeah, that's fine. Whatever. You know, hockey's not my number one go-to. So
Dallas
you
is
know
in
that.
Vancouver tonight, Kenny.
Yep.
And the Detroit Red Wings, I think they're off tonight, Wayne, to be honest.
Yeah, they're off tonight.
Yeah. The Bolts
Dallas is in Vancouver.
Dallas is in Vancouver, yes.
This will be the debut of the new Finnish player we got from Carolina.
Well, it's not the players you should be concerned about. You need to be concerned to make sure Nico is not the GM.
No, he's not. Nico's not anywhere near a star.
So,
And make sure Nico's not drafting for the
So who-
Cowboys this year either, Wayne.
No.
is it me or did I see that the guy that was supposed to be gone for the rest of the year was playing the other day, Wembanyama?
No, he wasn't playing. No.
No, he's done.
I thought I saw him playing the other day.
He's been okay
No?
to travel to root
Yeah.
people on, root his teammates
He-
on.
he
He's
ain't
not,
playing.
he's not been
No, he's wrapped up for the
that,
rest of the
that
year.
blood clot in
He's
his
done.
shoulder is going to
Okay.
keep him out of the rest of the year because of
Then
the
I
blood
guess I
thinners
might have
he's
been.
on to help alleviate that clot, because the blood thinners, if he gets if he breaks, if he starts bleeding, it could be worse than anything else. So that's why he's
You know,
not
blood
playing.
thinners, you bruise like easily.
Right.
Oh, trust me, I know about
Tell
blood
me.
thinners. I take them all
Hell,
the time.
I went to get blood drawn, and I had a bruise on my elbow right here for a week after getting blood drawn. You know, and I don't bruise easily now. Now
Hey,
that I'm
I take-
old, I do bruise easily.
I take Plavix, I take Simvastatin, I take low dose aspirin, I take 4 different medications for my heart shit.
I want my brother to take a picture of his groin and show it to LeBron. And see
No,
what
we're
he's
not gonna. I don't want to see your brother's groin. No,
No, I don't want you to
No.
see it. I want LeBron to see it.
I don't want anybody to see your brother's groin. Okay, I don't want to give.
Oh, by the way, as of right now, since November,
Yeah.
I've lost 30 pounds.
Good for you, Elliot.
Awesome.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
That's great.
congratulations.
I went from 234 to
Well, I was 10
204
pounds
at the
down from
moment.
where I was back in September too. So I mean, I've lost some weight myself, but I'm only down.
Hey,
And now I'm
Okay.
just pretty
An
much
announcement,
6-7 hours a
Mark-
day working out.
I have an
Clark, you
announcement
saying,
via
Clark,
Bill
you saying
Clark.
DK Metcalf to the Steelers.
DK Metcalf to the Steelers.
Clarky, what?
There you go.
DK from the Seahawks.
Yeah.
DK is going to Pittsburgh. Ah!
That's what we just said.
Yep.
That's what we just
Oh.
said. That's right. So now they found the piece that could help George Pickens unravel his game.
Mhm.
But who's going to
Better.
throw the ball to him?
Because George Pickens didn't have nobody. He was getting double teamed and
All right.
triple teamed, and because they don't have
Who's
nobody
gonna
else.
throw the ball to him?
Not Gino.
Well, it'll probably be Justin Fields at this
Yep.
point. Russell Wilson
You
ain't
think
coming
Russell's
back.
going somewhere else?
I honestly
Yeah.
thought Russell was going to go to the Raiders until they got Geno.
Like I said, they got the wrong reunion. They got the wrong quarterback for the Pete Carroll reunion. You know what I'm saying? But no, you put DK on one side and you put Pickens on the other with Freiermuth, and then
Well,
you
you know
got Nick Chubb in the
Oh,
backfield
shut the hell up.
with
You know,
Let me ask you something, Scott.
what also might help Pickens, DK might also help Pickens mature as well. He could be a leader on that team, and
oh yeah, he'll slap the
slap
fuck out of him if he doesn't do shit.
Yeah, exactly. 5 years, $100 million. So that's $30 million a year. So who you know, it's not a lot.
Hey, Pittsburgh addressed what they needed to. Hey, don't be surprised though. Right now, if you see Pittsburgh not go after Aaron Rodgers, man, I can tell you that.
You know
right
what?
now.
That might be a
Because
move
if
now.
anybody can tame and make it work with Aaron
Mike Tomlin.
Rodgers, it's Mike
Because
Tomlin.
he ain't putting up with anything.
Aaron Rodgers.
And they have such mutual respect for one another. Okay. I think that would be a
A-Rod
perfect
needs
fit
to
at the
retire and
moment.
walk away.
Does he think that Aaron Rodgers is going to be
I
another
think that would be a
Roethlisberger?
perfect fit for the moment. Because you know what? When you got guys like Pickens and Mecca, come on, that's going to give Aaron all kinds of opportunities. Plus, Pittsburgh has a better offensive line than the freaking Jets or the
Yeah.
Giants, for that matter.
Well, the fact
You know
that
what I'm
Tomlin's
saying?
there, he's not going to put up with it because, like he says, the standard is the standard. So you're going to have to comply
Right.
or
Mm,
get out or not even show up.
Look, now that
Comply or
DK
bye-bye.
Metcalf went over there,
Yeah.
now that DK Metcalf went to the Steelers, I would not be surprised if Aaron Rodgers is in there. Call me, Mike. Call me, Mike. Call me.
So
That's a trio that I can work with.
hey Scott. So how do you feel now knowing that DK Metcalf is there, AA Ron's going to be there shortly, and Nick Chubb's going to be in their backfield?
Go fuck yourself, Wayne.
That's the difference between good management and putrid management. The Steelers went out and addressed what they needed to address. Cleveland can't do
Okay,
that.
Scott,
What if,
let me
you
let
know,
me
it
ask you a
was
serious
funny.
question.
Wait a second, Ken. I totally almost fell out of my chair the other day when I seen what Derek posted in the chat room when he said if kicking the can down the road was an Olympic sport,
Yeah,
Cleveland
Cleveland
would
will
win
win.
bronze, silver, and gold.
What's your question, Ken?
Would you be willing to pick up Russell Wilson for the quarterback as the Browns?
That's a good question, man. I don't know.
Who's he going to throw to?
And
we've got
and
receivers.
Njoku,
I'm not worried
that's
about the
it.
receivers.
Who's going to run? Who's going to run?
The only person I can think of
Are
is
you kidding
Njoku.
me?
That's it.
What time is it? Oh, good luck with the time, guys.
It's Cleveland. It's
Nine,
Cleveland sucks. I
one.
got to go time.
The Cavs and the Bucks are about to tip off.
Oh God, I hate my life right now. I just, it is. I hate you all. Anyway, let's get the flock out of here for this week. I want to thank all my co-hosts for their support this week. I appreciate you.
Hey, we're here for you,
I
man.
know
Every
you are.
week.
You're here to abuse me, is what you're here for.
We're here to remind
Tie you
you
to the whipping post.
of the black hole you live in when it comes to sports.
What did Annie Agar post about?
I don't know.
Something about DK. I'm not sure what she posted. She posted earlier about Miles. She was upset that he's not coming to Green Bay. But yeah,
He was never going to go to Green Bay anyway.
no, he wasn't. He
Yeah.
wasn't.
Oh, by the way, too, I'm off insulin.
You're
Nice.
off insulin?
Good.
What?
Yep.
Good.
Nice.
My blood sugars are normal. My A1C is straight.
Excellent.
My doctor has now got me just the Mounjaro once a week.
Right.
No insulin.
Good.
Congratulations.
So all it took was a couple tweaks here and a couple tweaks there and a pair of VR goggles to get me motivated. Now you can't stop me. I was riding my indoor bike this morning in Japan.
In Japan.
I was touring Kuri Beach in Japan.
Ooh.
Really?
Yep. The other day, I actually went through Abu Dhabi.
This is VR, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, VR goggles.
You need to
It's a specific.
You need to ride the,
There's some apps that do different.
when July comes around, you need to ride the Tour de France.
I actually rode the streets of Ukraine,
What's left of it?
and surprisingly, I didn't get hit by a bomb.
Didn't get hit by any shrapnel.
Potholes.
No, but they got some nasty looking streets. I tell you
They
what.
are now, yeah.
You have to avoid the potholes on your bicycles.
Anyway, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Lauren,
VR goggles
Lauren
have
Sharp
changed my life.
posted DK Metcalf and George Pickens trying to catch passes from Justin Fields on a team with a history of producing absolutely unhinged wide receiver behavior. What could go wrong? That's
I bet you Cleveland wish they had
an
that
AB
problem.
reference right there, fellas.
Yeah.
Way to go. Anyway, we got to get the hell out of here. Guys, thanks. It was a great show. I actually had fun despite all the harassment and all the beat up I got.
At your
At my
expense?
expense, yes. And with that being said, we're going to be out of here for another week. We'll see you next Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern time. Elliot, do you have the outro queued up by chance or no? All right,
do.
hit it. Let's get out of here.
Thank you once again, Nerd Nation, for spending part, if not all of your evening with us here for this latest episode of the Sports Nerd Show. Please keep in mind that we do this on a regular basis every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday night. And since each night's start time is different, please check out our S&M group page on Facebook for the correct time. So until the next time we come together, Nerd Nation, on behalf of the Sports Nerd and his co-hosts, Ed Koslow, John Olson, Wayne Lynch, and me, Big E, may your lives be filled with all the best sports action anyone human can handle, as well as all the joy it could possibly bring you. And with all that said, good night, Nerd Nation, as the time has come to say, we are